Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and in this video, there will be more crypto police descend on this video because I'm going to play a couple of Jimmy Valley clips, and he draws in the police. There will be more crypto police on this than there were when Die Hard when they dispatched the police to Nakatomi Plaza, because Jimmy Valley talks about potential XRP price if the use case is fully realized, and that sends people into orbit. But that's always fun. It's Christmas. We get to enjoy a little bit of fun today. First, what I'm going to show you was actually a clip that was captured by Ray Fuentes over at Linqto. So give them proper credit. They are one of my sponsors, and I loaded up on more PolySign last night because they got a 10% discount on some of their issues on the platform right now, and it's only going to last till the end of the year, so December 31st. And so they had sold all of it out, and then they loaded more back up on the platform. So don't forget to go check that out if you're an accredited investor, or if you think you might be. I don't know if now's a great time to find out, but if you have been thinking about getting PolySign or any of these other issues, it's a good time to go check it out. So Linqto, Ray Fuentes held a meeting with Jimmy Valley, and Jimmy's got something he calls the XRP Confidential Committee, and they had a meetup. All right, and here's the video. I'm halfway through it, but I went ahead and put this video together so you could watch the clips I found so far. Here we go.
Can I ask you, sir, what is the purpose, the motive behind this XRP Confidential Committee?
Yeah, well, a lot of people recall last year we went through a process to try to come up with an independent third-party valuation and then propose terms to the federal government to engage in some type of a transaction with us relating to our XRP. We believe that the federal government has not acted in the best they haven't been prudent in bringing the lawsuit to begin with. It's created a cloud on title. It's been delisted from several exchanges. It's very difficult for an American to even buy XRP. So that's created a cloud on title. It's suppressed the price, we believe. And so we really can't look to what is published on the exchanges, the crypto exchanges, to determine what the fair price of XRP should be. So we went through that process. We proposed the terms, had very limited engagement with them, and a lot has changed in the past year. Now we know about all the corruption that's been at the SEC. We know about the corruption at FTX, and they're paying off of politicians. With all this knowledge, it felt like it was the time to come back, reconstitute a committee, and even do a more thorough job than we did back in 2021. So, for example, this year we've actually we've formed two subcommittees of the Confidential Committee. One is a valuation subcommittee with 7 professionals, got forensic accountant, investment banker, attorney, tip-top people who are going to do the process of figuring out, and we're setting the goal on that to determine what's the fair market value in 2030 to kind of get out of the noise that happens about, it can't go to that and all this stuff. Well, once the lawsuit's resolved, once the adoption has taken place, and all these things that appear like obstacles and hurdles to XRP realizing its true value will have been resolved in 2030. So,
okay. So here's the second clip. Boy, the crypto police are going to be out on this. Woo!
I understand people hear a big number and that's ridiculous, but I just think they're not thinking about it correctly. If you started to think about it from the perspective of, okay, it is clear to us now that the government has suppressed on purpose the adoption of the asset.
True story.
Why are they doing that, right? What is the ultimate goal? Can the government come out and definitively tell us they're not going to use XRP in transactions going forward? They can't do that because, of course, they are going to use it.
I love his confidence.
So, we're providing that counterbalance, that party out there that's saying, no, if the use case is fully realized and, all assets are tokenized and the XRPL becomes the layer one that all value transmits on, which has been the stated goal since the beginning, that's been reconfirmed by the World Economic Forum, by the IMF, certainly Ripple. I mean, it's been discussed in professional circles plain as day and multiple,
Switzerland with Brad Garlinghouse in the room with almost every central banker from the world.
That's what everybody has learned as they've done the research. So we're just trying to put a number on that, right? What is that?
That's a great question. What is that? I mean, that's it. And they have suppressed the price of XRP intentionally. What is that? That's a great question. What is that price? All right, moving along. So this is great. I love this Kim.com guy. He says it like it is. Donate $100 million to Democrats by laundering, and it's not just Democrats. It's mostly Democrats, but there were also these, I don't know what you call them, some of the Rhino Republicans or whatever, that were also receiving the money. And I think that from what I've seen, they were trying to beef up their anti-Trump Republican, the ones that hate Trump, whatever your feelings are on that. But anyway, donate $100 million to Democrats by laundering U.S. aid to Ukraine back to Democrats, steal billions from FTX customers, get protection from Democrats, and instant bail in the biggest crypto fraud case in history. Fly home, play League of Legends, fly first class, right? This is first class, okay? And then he says, this is where SBF lives now, thanks to his political donations to Joe Biden. Merry Christmas to FTX victims who lost billions. And you know what my thought was? I mean, I have a 16-year-old. My thought was, and I'm going to curse here because I want you to hear me clearly how I would have handled this situation. As I watched him go onto this plane, and I would say, listen to me, you little shit. Your first class days are over. You just stole billions of dollars from innocent victims. And you think your little arrogant butt thinks that you're going to sit in first class? The hell you are. You have embarrassed this family. You have embarrassed yourself. You have done all sorts of awful things with other people's money. Forget your first class. That's how I handle it as a parent, okay? And then I make sure that he pays for what he's done. And if that means jail, that means jail. Now, I do all of that because that's the right thing to do. If you're a parent, is you have to pay for your mistakes. That's the way life works. Now, I do all that if I'm not involved. Now, if I was involved, I would handle it totally different. I would act like this. I would have my son in first class and act like he hasn't done anything wrong. And I would fight it every single step of the way to try and act like he didn't do anything wrong, because I'd be covering my own butt too. I'm just telling you what I would do. This is him enjoying his laptop. Somebody in one of these the JFK airport lounge or whatever has got pictures of it. He's sitting there enjoying himself. I mean, are you freaking kidding me? All right, Jeremy Hogan says the SEC is still arguing that the Hinman emails are privileged despite losing that issue about 100 times already. Blows my mind and makes me curious. Is that a word? About what is in them. And here they're maintaining that those, anyway. So the point is, and I said it here again, we will never see them. Settlement will happen first. I sure hope this judge forces their hand. The worst case scenario here, the way I understand it, is that the judge says, no, we're going to seal those. We're going to seal those emails where nobody ever sees them. It's in the best interest of our country. Or what? If the judge does that, then our country may be more corrupt than I thought, because that would be shameful. Now, there was a little thread going on here. Bill Morgan, who's also an attorney, says SEC is arguing that they haven't waived privilege against the world because they handed them to Ripple as ordered, but under the protective order without giving up appeal rights. I am not sure how the SEC argues it hasn't waived privilege when the court found they're not privileged. Okay, Jeremy Hogan comes in. The SEC lost the privilege issue, so it's moving on to the ceiling issue. The general rule is the moving party must show an overriding interest. I think it is verbiage, and the SEC is arguing it will fight the DPP privilege argument in the court, in other courts, and that it is in the interest. So, bottom line here, folks, they don't want anybody to see those freaking emails. They don't want anybody to see those emails or the documents, whatever all of it is. And Brad Garlinghouse and Stuart Alderati have made that clear too. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that the digital asset investor's son would not be sitting in first class. I would have his butt sitting in the chair right beside the bathroom in the back. Okay? What has happened to the way people raise their children is my question here. Because, man, I've heard stories, and I'm not saying I would do this, but I mean, back in the day, like my father's father, the way that they disciplined kids was next level. But nowadays, everybody's coddled. You got to wear a helmet when you ride a bike. You got to do this. I don't know. I mean, and this the youth, the discipline and the accepting responsibility for what you've done, all the things that would make our country better going forward has been flushed down the toilet. It makes me sick. Thanks for listening.